Kelly Lynn of Kelly Lynn's Creative Kitchen. We've done a bunch of wonderful recipes for your palate of eating dinner, lunch, and breakfast, but we haven't yet done desserts. I've got some great desserts coming up for you, so if you stay tuned, we'll start out with a fruit fiesta salad. Hello, I'm Kelly Lynn of Kelly Lynn's Creative Kitchen. I am going to do a wonderful fruit fiesta salad for you tonight, and it will take about 5 minutes to mix. You put it in your fridge and it will be great for later. You can cover it up, and then I'm also going to do a wonderful chocolate parfait. So with that in mind, let's tell you about what you need for the fruit fiesta salad. First of all, I got a low-fat cottage cheese, a fat-free whipped topping. Any brand will do, whether it be generic or your top of the line. And I also got a packet of raspberry jello. You can't forget, we also have a can of drained fruit cocktail. So with that in mind, the first thing you want to do is bring the fruit cocktail over close to me, and I'm going to do a few big scoops of cottage cheese to start out with. We're putting all our ingredients in first. We're going to take about half of the cottage cheese and leave the rest for later, in case we need a little bit more with the whipped cream. Then we are going to take the whipped cream and do a couple of big slathers in there. I usually like to use 2 different spoons since they are 2 different consistencies, and I'm going to put a few big teaspoons, scoops in here. I'd say about 5 of them, until we think that it is about 6 or 7 different teaspoons, and then we'll lay that aside, put that down there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to shake in about half of the raspberry jello, and then voila, we're going to stir it in a little at a time. I start out with a wooden spoon, slowly put the ingredients in there since we do have the fruit cocktail in there. And you notice I am doing a small amount because there's only me and my niece tonight. So I'm going to make this fruit fiesta salad for a nice tasty side dish tomorrow for breakfast. You can also use it as a nice light salad for any potluck or dinner or lunches. Also as a filler salad or dessert salad for after a big meal. So look at that, it's looking great. Look at that pink salad. I think we're going to add a little bit more cottage cheese. So with that in mind, open up that cottage cheese and add a little bit more. This is a wonderful and tasty salad for anybody, and it takes only minutes. So with that in mind, let's add a little bit more teaspoons of cottage cheese. Okay. Once that's done, I always like to cover my dairy products, and then as soon as I'm done, put them in the refrigerator. Basically, I always like to also buy fat-free desserts because since I'm counting calories and I'm interested in keeping a lower fat content in my body while I'm working on losing about 40 pounds for next year, I'm trying to do fat-free or low-fat, but not taking away the good energy, calcium for your bones. Okay, with that in mind, we're going to stir in a little more cottage cheese, and when this is put in the refrigerator for overnight, it gels. It gels and becomes a nice, like a parfait somewhat. So this is kind of reminds me of a parfait. This fruit fiesta can be. If you want the recipe for the fruit fiesta, all you have to do is email me at kellyhaig@msn.com, and I'll be glad to give you information on that. If you've got other fast fruit recipes, let me know. I'd look forward to hearing from you about that. Now that this is done, we're going to take this, and I think I'm going to have a little bit of a taste from it. A spoon. Let's see. This tastes somewhat like a fruit. I think, yeah, like a fruit parfait. I think we could add a little bit more jello. This is again a raspberry jello. You can get any kind of raspberry jello. And season it to taste. More Jello you put in there, the more fruity it's going to be. And then if you want, you can also add more fruit cocktail. But I added a small can, and so that should do just nicely. What I'm going to do is, if you want to have a really nice and festive look to your fruit fiesta salad, is I'm going to put one in here, and then I'm going to put whipped cream on top and chill it in the refrigerator. I'll be right back. I like to use an ice cream scoop when I'm doing this because you get a nice, and it doesn't, and you can put it down in there and it's not going to get all over the place. So I'm just basically pouring it down there since it is so soft right now. And then I'm going to then chill it for a while. But, ooh, look at that. That's just coming all over the place there. And I keep, so again, it'll come out just like a parfait. And it'll be a wonderful snack if you want something light after a big meal, or just want a little quick energy with some calcium and everything else in there. I'm going to wipe that off. Again, and now since I've got it almost like 3/4 of the way to the top, now I'm going to top it off with a little whipped cream, and that should be absolutely gorgeous in the refrigerator. My niece is going to be so surprised tomorrow when I wake her up and she has a special treat from Auntie Kelly with whipped cream on top. Oh yes, this is going to be wonderful and exciting. Let's see here. I'm going to make a little swirl on top too. There we go. Let's see. Spread it around, make it nice and swirly. Pretty. It looks kind of like a strawberry milk of some sort. This is going to be so exciting. And then just to make it look even more neat, I am going to stick the spoon in it like so. And voila, we've got ourselves a nice, decorative, fun thing for you and your family. This kind of fun. It gives you a little bit more touch of love from your Auntie Kelly, as they call me. Or they call me Auntie Nanny Cakes because I'm also a nanny. We're putting this in the fridge for my niece for breakfast tomorrow. She'll like that. So I will be right back, and then we will go into the chocolate parfait. And I hope you have a great time. I'm also going to try some of the salad, so don't go away. Hello, and welcome back to Kelly Lynn's Creative Kitchen. I'm Kelly Lynn, your host. Now we are going to make a special chocolate and banana parfait. Looking forward to it? Well, come along with me as we go through the decadent world of chocolate. First of all, what you need for your chocolate banana parfait is some whipped topping, chocolate pudding, any kind will do. I like instant, a banana, milk. I chose soy milk because that's what I eat. I'm lactose intolerant, so I use soy milk. 2 cups of milk in a tea thing is great. Blender so you can stir it in and whip it up, and then 2 beautiful plates to put the end product in. So with that in mind, I'm going to take you through a decadent journey of stirring and tasting and chocolate festivities coming up right in a moment. Hello, I'm Kelly Lynn, and here we go with the chocolate banana parfait. First, I am going to take my dry ingredients of chocolate pudding and pour that into the bottom of a big glass dish. Always put your dry goods on the very bottom because then it's a lot easier to stir with the liquid on the top. Because if you put the pudding in last, you're going to have it all over the place. That's one suggestion I learned from a professional baker. I was a baker a long time ago. I used to make bagels and stuff. So once that is shaken out, I flatten it out, and then I pour my milk in slowly. I'm going to pour half of my milk in, stir it in, and then I'm going to go with the next part of it. I like to sometimes make my pudding a little bit thicker, so what I'm going to do with the center of this, I'm going to start in the center and small whipping motions like a, you can also use your mixer if you want to do this. I'm doing this with by hand, We're going to add a little more milk because I can tell it's going to be really dry. And you are going to have a little bit of mess. So be aware of that. I'm going to keep stirring. Sometimes it's better to maybe even get a spoon if this gets too pumped up on there. I usually take, I'll be right back, I'm going to get a fork to get that out of there. Or sometimes even a plastic spoon will do well. I take all that out. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to stir this stuff because it gets kind of gunky, and I like to do it, or you could even use a fork. Forks are just as good to help stir with. I might even try a fork if this gets to be too thick to stir. And there. Let's see, add a little more milk to this and keep stirring. This is supposed to be instant pudding and pie filling. So with that in mind, I'm going to get a little bit technical with this and really work that puppy around. Hold on firmly to the side of the dish and work yourself in a circle and stir that around. I don't know, I might want it really thick, and again, I may not. I may want it a little bit not so thick. It's starting to work very nicely. See how thick it's getting right there? Of course, I got chocolate on my fingers, so I'm going to wash that off. No one said I couldn't lick that off, but you know, that would be nice to do that with being cooking. I'm going to add a little more milk to the center. If you want to add a little more milk, make a little pocket before you do it, and then just stir it in a little at a time. Very little amount. I like to do even a smaller, sometimes a smaller wire whisk. It's getting really thick here. We're going to add a lot more milk to this. By doing this slowly, you're not going to have as much of a mess. And you're going to be able to stir the milk in and not have a bunch of bulky chocolate slash crumbs or slash the pudding granules not being stirred in as good. See, yep, it's working really good. I'm going to keep doing it in a circle like what I've been doing, and it'll work really nicely. It'll stand up very well in these bowls. This pudding is looking very good. Look at that. Definitely like a parfait or pie filling. Ooh, yum. I'm going to have to taste it here pretty soon, or I am going to go crazy. I love chocolate, and I bet you do too. It's a girl's best friend, let's just say. I'm loving this stuff. I might add just a little bit more milk. But you know, you're not feeling so bad because this is soy milk. And the calories, it's fat-free vanilla soy milk. The calories aren't so bad. Sometimes, if you wanted to, I have chocolate soy milk in my fridge, but I figured since it's chocolatey, I went with a vanilla soy instead of the other, even though it was so tempting. You know, that would have been double chocolate. Okay, we're still stirring this puppy, and it's getting there. Its consistency is getting there. See that? It's starting to, we're stirring out all those granules, and by doing it slowly and carefully, we make sure it's nice, and then at the end it'll be nice and smooth. I'm going to increase a little bit now. Stir that puppy. It is almost like dough. I don't know. I'm so tempted. I'm going to put a little more milk in here. We're going to finish up the milk, and that should make a nice consistency. I'm going to have to stir it in a little bit slower. See, if you want a thicker pudding, put less milk in. If you want a little less thicker pudding and a little bit more flowing, then put more milk in. It's kind of up to your consistency too. This is not just my consistency, but others. It looks kind of like chocolate milk and pudding. Reminds me of Oreo cookies. Can't wait till I get that with a whipped cream in there. Stir, stir, stir. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw in a twist. I have some raspberry jello left from my last recipe. Guess what? I am going to throw a little bit in there. Ooh, that is going to be absolutely exciting, like a raspberry truffle. So, with that in mind, I will be right back with that, and we're going to get that in there. Gotta wash my hand, get that chocolate off my hand before I, lick it off. But, other than that, I think that I'm okay. I'm restraining myself pretty well. So, with that in mind, I'm going to put a little bit of this raspberry jello pudding And we're going to have like the taste of a raspberry truffle. I love chocolate and raspberries together. That ought to make it a little bit thicker. This is also a way you can, if you put too much milk in your pudding, this also helps you to be able to thicken it back up again. So, ooh, and you can make a raspberry chocolate pie sometimes. I guess we're going to change the name to a chocolate raspberry banana parfait. So with that in mind, delicious, delicious, delicious. We are going to the next step. This is the part I really like. I'm going to have to do this because for you kids everywhere, this is what Mom let me do all the time. You shake it off, you come up here and, oh, that tastes so good. Lick, lick, lick. And if you get chocolate on your face, more power to you. Got chocolate on my face. So with that in mind, I guess I better wash it off my face. This is for all you kids out there. Go chocolate, go. So now that we've got our lovely pudding in there, we're going to let it settle for a few. I'm going to put it aside over here for a minute. I'm going to wash off my counter because I've got, guess what, pudding on my counter. So we're going to wash it off, and then we are going to cut my wonderful banana. I usually like to get a nice ripe banana, cut off one end. I'm probably not going to use all of it, so we're going to just basically cut maybe half of it, put the rest aside, and I will eat it tomorrow. So with that, we're going to peel the banana. Yeah, well, you don't want to cut my fingers off. That's also be very, very careful about not cutting your fingers because that hurts. And then I'm going to take the skin off, and then I'm going to, nice long banana. We're going to cut this in half, and then we are going to quarter it, and it is just going to be so cool. Are you ready? Well, here we go. I am going to get my small spoon so we can get that. We're going to spoon that into these wonderful crystal wine glasses. Great thing if you don't drink. These are great dessert glasses. I got these downtown at a outlet store, and they were half the price. You can find great items at your outlet stores. You just need to shop around, and as they say, if you're looking for good sales, shop at the end of a sale. That way they're marked down by 90%. You can get some really good deals if you know what to look for. I'll be right back and get the spoon for this decadent chocolate raspberry banana parfait. If you'd like more information on the recipes that you see here, log on and email me at kellyhaig@msn.com. That's kellyhaig@msn.com. I look forward to hearing your comments about the show and any great other ideas you might have for me to put on my show. Now, here's the thing with this. I've got whipped cream, and you know what? We're going to make it into a parfait. So, making it into a parfait, you need to layer it with chocolate. Spread your whipped cream in here. If I had ice cream, it'd be going in there too, but nope. That's one thing I don't have. That'll probably be on a next dessert. Then we layer it again with another thing of chocolate. Oh my word, this is so decadent. I cannot believe how delicious this looks right now. Look at that. Look at those layers. White, brown, white, brown, and then white. And then we'll finish it off with, guess what? We will finish it off with a banana right in the center. And there you got your chocolate raspberry banana parfait. Voila. That one's for my niece, so we're going to try 2 different desserts tomorrow. The other one I made earlier, and this one. It doesn't matter which order you put your things. You can go white chocolate, but I think we'll just stick with the same, so we're both the same. I have so much pudding here, this will last me a long time. My little nephew is going to love this chocolate pudding if he doesn't find it one of my sisters will, or my dad, or my mom. This is a recipe the whole family loves, okay? You can never go wrong with a wonderful parfait. I say traditional parfait. My mom used to do this, make pudding in the one her green glass dishes that she had gotten from when she got married, and I don't know how she does it. My mom is an excellent cook. She is going to be on one of some of my shows as a regular guest host. So are my sisters. I look forward to having you join us for an Italian dinner with my little sister at her house in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned for that. And I'll look forward to having some other co-hosts as well. We're going to have barbecues throughout the summer. We're also going to check out health issues and fashion. I've talked to many different people who are very excited to be on the show. So tune in and stay seated, because we have so much excitement for you. You will not know what to do with yourself. You know what I do with the rest of this whipped cream. My dog loves whipped cream. So you know what? She's going to get that whipped cream. She's going to get the rest of this whipped cream. Looks like I'm going to have to put a little chocolate on top. So there we go. We're going to blab a little top right there. Look at that. And a little blab will do you. I guess we have more layers than one. Looking forward to tasting these tomorrow. Again, put your 2 bananas in there. And we've got a wonderful end product. Both given to me and my niece with love. Chocolate spells love. Chocolate for the chocolate lover, with a little bit of raspberry jello in there. And to top off the evening, I am going to taste this pudding. Ooh, you know, I could take this whole bowl and eat it all by myself, but you know what? I'm going to save it for my family for tomorrow. Or I might make it into a pie tomorrow. If I have chocolate lips, more power to you. Until next time, I am Kelly Lynn with Kelly Lynn's Creative Kitchen, and I got a sweet tooth, but I also like to do it with a proper caloric, low content, low fat-free whipped cream, low fat-free instant pudding, and bananas makes for a wonderful, healthy snack that isn't too high in the calories. Throw out the big chocolate cake or the deep fat fried donuts and try my chocolate raspberry jello banana parfait. Until then, I'm Kelly Lynn with Kelly Lynn's Creative Kitchen. Have a wonderful and fabulous decadent chocolate evening. Oh my word. I have to have another delicious taste. I decided to make this my bowl. Oh yeah. Forget the whipped cream, I got the chocolate and raspberry. Oh yeah. Delicious. Rosie. Come, Rosie. Rosie, come. Come on, Rosie. Come on in here. Come on. I got some yum yum for you. It's yum yum. You like the whipped cream yum yum? You like the whipped cream yum yum? No, I guess not. Oh well, then bling bling bling, babe. Rosie, here. Try that. Okay, fine. You pick it in. Alright. My dog does not like whipped cream. That is shocking. She's going to be getting... I'm cleaning up my kitchen now, and it is after my shooting. You know, it's going to be a pretty exciting season here with Kelly Lynn's Creative Kitchen. I look forward to going with so many different people, having many, many co-hosts. The more, the merrier, I say. We're going to have a barbecue outside the back of my house here, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a bunch of girls, and we're just going to talk and laugh, do manicures, and talk about anything and everything. You too could be a part of that. Email me, kellyhaig@msn.com. Now, until next time, I'm Kelly Lynn of Kelly Lynn's Creative Kitchen. Good night. Say good night. Adios. Until we meet again, with the wish and the prayer and whatever the words say. Lawrence Welk, eat your heart out. Bye-bye.